welcome to No Enemies Here, the channel where you get to hear me talk. I mean, I don't know how attractive that is, but I mean, not me talking, because I know I am attractive. But anyways, it's a party today. The end of an era for me. It's about legal stuff. It's finished. Whatever it is you think it is, it is. It's finished. It's over. Plus, don't forget the CSRs. It's happening right now. It's in the barrel turning. And if you have any issues with anything CSR, please write something down in the comments. We'll try to get it fixed, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible. I mean, I'm trying to help to make it as easy as possible to the board. You know what I'm saying? Plus, everybody's here today. Everyone. And I mean it. Everyone. Except KilRoy. Who knew? Who knew that this guy was busy? Right? So he's a lawyer. He's a big-time lawyer. So he's got 3 kids. So what? Ah, who cares? Anyways, look what I got in the mail. This. I know there's a bit of flashing there, whatever you want to call it, but there it is. Hey, nuclear war. It's the 50th anniversary. Hey. Yeah, I know it's a ridiculous game, but you know what? Sometimes a beer and pretzel war game that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's fun, okay? Because a board game is fun. I mean, that's why I would play board games, and that's why I play board games, for fun. And here goes. There's going to be a giveaway of that game. And unfortunately, it's going to be only to my subscribers. Not subscribers, my patrons. I'm sorry, but I got to give them a little, I got to throw them a bone once in a while. So, let me see here. Let's right now create the question, which one of the patrons will answer and get this game. Oh, okay. Let me see here. So, on the cover of the board game, someone is protesting, and they are something for peace, it says on a placard. So, what does it say? Blank for peace. Alright, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, as I said, don't forget the CSRs, and hey, for anybody who's interested in seeing what I do other than No Enemies Here, I do a Fucker Circus pipe news, and I'm actually the same, but in a different context, you know what I'm saying? And check it out. It's a lot of fun. My subscribers are actually growing daily, which I'm surprised. I wanted to keep it small. So far I got close to what? I got 180 subscribers in in the last 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to keep it small. It's more controllable, less bad comments from bad people. You know what I mean? So, look, without further ado, I'm gonna stop blabbing, and we'll get on with life. Life goes on, man. Unfortunately, life goes on. Fortunately, life goes on. It depends how you see it. Have a good one. God, I'm dafted. Seriously, I'm dafted. This is the anniversary. Well, it probably was in March, and I messed up a lot of the seasons this and episode that. But this is our 5th year. This is season 5, episode 1. 5 years. And another channel shares the same birthday, and that's a man, a camera, and his game. Why do I forget? Why do I forget the guy? God, it's not BLASTPOP, but a man, a camera, and his game. I forget, but happy anniversary. So, it's ours, man. And I really appreciate the 5 years that this has been on. And I mean, the subscribers drive me. The patrons drive me overdrive. And I'd like to say thank you. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to this every single week. I've been looking forward to this every single week for 5 years. Can you imagine that? Like, no shit. I've been looking forward to doing an episode every week for 5 years. That's insane. That's insane. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Riccardo Masini, and this time the greatest day in history and games is May 24th, 1941. The day of a great battle, not on the land, but on the sea. The day when the mighty British battlecruiser Hood was sunk by the powerful and agile German battleship Bismarck. The battleship Bismarck began her service in the German Kriegsmarine on August 24th, 1940. The main concept of her design was to provide a relatively small but very fast, protected and powerful battleship whose main goal was to intercept and destroy the vital convoys full of war material and supplies crossing the Atlantic from the United States to the United Kingdom. Obtaining such a high level of performance in all these fields seemed almost impossible, but the German designers managed just that with their so-called pocket battleships like Bismarck and their two sisters, Tirpitz and Graf Zeppelin, to be later converted in an aircraft carrier. And so, in the very first months of the war, Berlin could put to sea a ship which alone could have decided the fate of the Battle of the Atlantic. On May 18, 1941, the Kriegsmarine launched Operation Rheinübung to transfer Bismarck and Prince Eugen to the captured French port of Brest, directly threatening all the Atlantic supply routes. Chief of the naval squadron was Admiral Leutjens, while at the helm of the Bismarck herself was Captain Lindemann. Their departure, however, was not so unnoticed as the German Naval Command hoped. Perhaps recon flights and even murmurs of the Swedish resistance reported every step of the two Kriegsmarine units, prompting British Naval Command to immediate action. It was 1941, and the hunt for the Bismarck had just begun. Before getting into the Atlantic, the two ships had to pass through the Denmark Strait, and it was here that they were successfully spotted on May 23rd. Two British light cruisers, Suffolk and Norfolk, were right behind the German ships, and soon the warships Hood and Prince of Wales reached the area, engaging the enemy. In the ensuing duel, the Bismarck was hit, but tragedy struck the British Hood. One salvo from the Prince Eugen and immediately after another one from the Bismarck penetrated her armor. One of the shots detonated inside an ammunition depot. The resulting explosion literally broke the Hood in two segments, instantly killing almost all of her crew. After that catastrophic loss, Bismarck and Prince Eugen retreated. Bismarck in particular had suffered relevant damages. One of her fuel tanks was flooding, slowing down the ship and thus cancelling one of her main advantages, speed. Admiral Leutjens, however, decided not to try once again to cross the Denmark Strait and get back into the Swedish ports, but to continue on the regional course, heading for the French port of Brest for repairs. This move totally surprised the British. Even if one wounded, the German battleship still posed a terrible threat to the convoys, and if she could make it for Brest and restored to her original efficiency, the entire Atlantic seaboard would be open to the German Kriegsmarine superweapon. The Bismarck had to be stopped then, at all costs. Contact had been broken, however, and so the British Admiralty summoned literally every ship and plane it could find for the Great Hunt, including all the World War I era warships and the two aircraft carriers Victorious and Ark Royal. After a short skirmish with the Suffolk, in fact, the Bismarck had slipped away beyond radar range thanks to the great maneuvering by Captain Lindemann. Leutjens ordered the Prince Eugen to split up the formation and head for Brest at maximum speed. This decision, even if a reasonable way to save an important strategic asset as the battlecruiser, left Bismarck more vulnerable while it limped on towards the safety of her destination. What followed was an incredible game of cat and mouse on an oceanic scale, with radar contacts and radio signal detections, recon flights and clever maneuvering to locate the elusive battleship and finally bring her to battle. The end will come in a very unexpected way. After a positive recognition by a Catalina seaplane on May 26, a flight of all the obsolete Swedish biplanes launched by the Ark Royal, yes, the same ones we Italians know quite well since that fateful 1940 raid at Taranto, found and attacked Bismarck with their torpedoes. One of those torpedoes exploded in the aft section of the ship, permanently jamming her rudder. The prey was still alive, but she could no longer escape the Andes. The next day, on May 27th, while still 650 miles away from Brest, a British naval squadron, composed among others by the battleship HMS King George V and cruisers Rodney and Dorsetshire, found the Bismarck and attacked her. Surrounded, virtually immobile, outnumbered, the German warship endured a terrible bombardment, but still remained afloat. Much speculation has been made about her final moments. Admiral Leutjens probably committed suicide to avoid surrender, while Captain Lindemann ordered the ship to be sunk to prevent her capture by the Royal Navy. The British claimed that the ship was actually hit by the torpedoes launched by the Dorsetshire instead. In any case, the Bismarck went to the bottom of the sea. Her hulk has been located in 1989, but her exact location is still held as a state secret by the German Ministry of Defense, which awarded her the status of war memorial. The hunt was over. This is one of the most amazing and fascinating episodes of all World War II. Also the subject for the famous 1960s movie Sink the Bismarck, and of many, many war games. So the one I chose this time to recaptures what is for me the essence of the war at sea: long guns, deceptions, elusive maneuvers, detection attempts, and finally brief but devastating battles. The title is Atlantic Chase. Now, what an incredibly revolutionary game this is. You have hexes, alright, but your ship counters are never directly placed on the map. Instead of them, you get wooden cylinders and sticks, through which you plot the courses of your squadrons, trying to determine the actual locations of the enemy forces in the middle of the ocean. Once you get there, a simple but effective tactical model recreates the terrible intensity of the actual engagements, putting even larger ships at risk of being badly damaged by daring torpedo attacks or long-range bombardments. You get detection rolls, submarine attacks, contradictory reports, convoys to protect or sunk, in a myriad of missions designed for 2 players or even solitaire. This is a truly outstanding game with a very original representation of space and time. You never have the exact picture of the situation, you just gather incomplete and sometimes inaccurate information on the enemy and even on your own friendly forces, taking decisions from those informations and hoping that everything goes the way you have planned, already knowing that this will never be the case, forcing you to constantly adapt and improvise new solutions. On top of that, even if the rule system is quite elaborate and a wonderful learning process made of well-placed rules references and tutorial missions will guide you in a very intuitive and natural way in your journey of discovering this exceptional wargame. The first printing of the game was sold out in a matter of weeks, and the second printing is now in production. An opportunity not to be missed by any naval warfare enthusiasts. So, that's it for this time. See you on the next battlefield. Ciao!
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. First thing we did this week was the newest acquisitions video. I had bought a bunch of Walking Dead all-out war figures and a ton of terrain for it, including a bank, tons of houses from Woodbury, a trailer park, and tons of vehicles and stuff. And then we did a review of 1759, The Siege of Quebec from Worthington Games. This was a fun game, but there's not much depth to it. You probably get like 5-6 games out of it before you get bored with it, but the components were really good though. And then we did Wargame Chat number 45, a talk about complexity. We talked about the good and the bad parts of the various types of complexities. What I mean by that is the good and the bad of low complexity games, good and bad of medium, and good and bad of high complexity games. And then we did a mini review of 5 parsecs from home from Modifius Entertainment, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's essentially a solitaire science fiction war game where you can use figures of any brand with it. It's actually quite a bit of fun. It has role-playing elements and so forth. I've done 2 of the battles so far, and I really like it. I think it's really good. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening.
Hex to Hex has 5 videos. Wilson Creek, Part 3, the finale. Also 3 videos on Autumn for Barbarossa, Parts 1 to 3, and the Civil War. episode number 4. All this on Hex to Hex. Timmy of Hairbrained Games. He's checking out Zapotic. And he reviews Zapotic, I should say. He unboxes Bard's Bung. Or Bard's Song, sorry. And also top games from GMT. I love this guy, man. I want to get together with this guy and Mark Wilson. And in Canada, what the hell? I'll smoke a joint and drink a beer. What the hell? Look at Dragon Man. And look at those 3 young men. They were Huey helicopter pilots in Vietnam. They were young men in their 20s at the most in Vietnam. And Dragon Man has them on Dragon Man. On Diagonal Moves, Command and Colors, Samurai Battles as a 2-player block game set in medieval Japan, published by GMT, designed by Richard Bohr. Obviously, this is a very handsome game. Dave of Dave's Gaming Cave has 3 videos, one being B-17, Flying Fortress Leader, Eastern Front City Bombing, and 2 videos on APBA Golf Metro, DC Norman versus Watson, holes 1 to 6. You know, it's cool. I like that. Sit down, relax, check out cult cinema classics. Like, let's stop with this fast food world. Relax, man. Take it easy. And watch all these movies like Sherlock Holmes, The Case of the Shoeless Engineer, or Hot Scoop Straight Out of the River, The Fatal Hour, a movie from 1940. Look, there was life in 1940. Also, Make a Wish with Basil Rathbone, man, and it's a comedy with that guy. I guess he does good. He's an actor, you know what I'm saying? Outlaw Express 1938. Action, adventure, and romance. Who knew they had romance in 1938? Plus, Terror by Night, a Sherlock Holmes movie. And I used to watch these old movies, and I still do, and I think they're great. And I've seen this one by Roger Corman, 1959, The Wasp Women. Ha! They're not Polish, they're wasps. You know, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Counterproductive Games has 2 videos this week. Taking a look at Eyes Beyond the Torchlight, an RPG, and A Most Fearful Sacrifice. The unboxing, the long version unboxing. This is a game by the great, undisputed Herman Luttman, and published by Flying Pig Games. Compass Games, Town Hall episode 44, airing live. Join Bill Thomas and John Krantz. And I think I know that guy. Combat Board Games has taken a look at Adam C. Mitchell's General Quarters, a D6 gamebook adventure. You know, man, I think that's really cool. And the man who tells us why you should be using Master of Amulets, Castle Archon, James Isert. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino. 3 videos this week. The first one, Scope, Detail, and the Emergent Image, a snippet. Emergent, you know what I'm saying, man. And Leipzig, the 13th episode, I guess, wrap and review, and yeah, he got laid. And look at the chief looking mighty Nouvelle France with Evil Twilight 2000 Season 1 Episode 20. We will hold. So that means that he's ambushed somewhere, or he's being suppressed, or whatever, some attrition, something. BLASTPOP takes us to Battles of Medieval Britain, Solitaire War Game book by none other than, yeah, him. I'm telling you. Big Board Gaming is into Mark Walker's The Long Road, a shrink rip. And Liz from Beyond Solitaire, join her for a review of Waterloo Solitaire, a simple yet fun game book from Worthington. You can play 12 games as Napoleon and 12 games as the Allies, and all the games with only a pencil and a single 6-sided die. God, I'm gonna have to interview Grant, Victor Cintron, and back to the table! Solo lists of war games for the 15th of May, 2022, and Devil Dogs, Below Woods, 1918, a game published by, if I'm not mistaken, Below Woods. Is it a Worthington Publishing, or is it a not a Flying Pig, but a Tiny Battle Publishing? I'm confused! Someone help me. Ah, no, Below Woods is by Worthington Publishing. No more confusion. Artie of ARDWULF'S LAIR has 6 videos this week. Kickstarter preview, enemy action Kharkov from John Butterfield, published by Compass Games, and a look inside Monster Coliseum for RuneQuest 3rd edition, also counter-clipping segment Changing Tastes and Insular Communities. Artie, you gotta tell me what that means. Also, Traveler Tuesday, Classic Traveler Facsimile Edition, and unboxing Almoravid, a game by the man, the new kid on the block, who's like, well, not new kid on the block, but he's Gretzkying everything, and that is Volko Runke. Also, unboxing Russian Campaign by Compass Games. 6 Actual goes way back in unboxing a West End's Fire Team from 1987 in 4K!
Hello everyone, I am Michel Leviathan Sorbet from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennik TV. As always, here is a quick roundup of the content published on my channel during the last week. On Sunday, I released a top 10 video in which I have spoken about the top 10 war games published in 2012. I published some time ago over top 10s in which I have spoken about war games published in 1970, 1980, 1982, 1997, but since the last video, really a lot of time went by, and this is a comeback to this series. I intend to publish over top 10 videos which will be focused on over years. In this video, the top 10 war games released on 2012 according to Board Game Geek. So I was basing my ranking on what is published on Board Game Geek. Obviously, I didn't play every of this game because it's impossible to play every war game or even every board game or even every war game which is released, so I had to base upon something. I decided to stick to what is published on Board Game Geek. So this is a top 10 video, some others will soon follow. The second wargaming related video published during the last 7 days was the Friday's review, and this was the Polish version of the review of Legion of Honor. I have already spoken about Legion of Honor during one of my previous roundups, and this is the moment when the Polish review was published. An English version of the same review will be soon released. Legion of Honor is an extremely interesting game released a few years back by Clash of Arms Games, in which we can incarnate a French grognard during the Revolutionary and then during the Napoleonic Wars. An extremely entertaining, very climatic game, which I really enjoyed a lot. But this is a very specific game, this is a very special game, a game very different from what we know from other games, but quite interesting. And those were the two wargaming related videos which were published on Wojennik TV during the last 7 days. As always, I wish you an excellent weekend, have a great gaming, and see you next time.
The man who owes me videos, KilRoyWasHere! 5 videos, Nuclear War by Flying Buffalo, an unboxing and sci-fi fantasy game. Look, lots of fun. Also, From the Road, College of the Ozarks alumni? Really? And Champion Hill, The Gamers, a re-unboxing of Champion Hill, and caught my favorite episode, my favorite segment, Coffee with Kilroy, Torpedo Raiders by Minden Games, and Stonewall's Last Battle, the Chancellorsville campaign. Love Kilroy, my consigliere, Robert. Jan Heinemann of Let's Play History speaks for 4 videos in the wonderful language of Deutsch and Verlustreich, Distin Kampf, Let's Play Flashpoint. So for 5 videos he plays Flashpoint. And in the last one he says, Cobras in the Sky. I guess that's not a German one. But this is for our German listeners. Wie geht's? On Legendary Tactics. 5 videos. Cards, playing with a random deck. Also, Shazin. How to play this board game. Hey, look, man, you know what I'm saying? And Root, Harrier Vagabond. Why I lost her the most, Shipple, and Heroes of Normandy, Battles for Khan, Battle Pack, and what the hell is this? Avalon Hills, everything you wanted to know about war games but were afraid to ask. Cripe, I thought I created that. Look at me, I'm a crook. I am not a crook. On Kings and Generals, 4 videos, 7 other wonders of the ancient world. Also, The Fall of Burma in the Pacific War number 26, a documentary, obviously, and The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. This is short histories, and Greek War of Independence, Egyptians Attack. The soft-spoken but formidable foe! Jason Townsend, Operation Theseus, Gazala 1942 by D. Blenneman, a VUCA Simulations game of 2022. The minister, that is Joel Toppin, in his video this week, he takes a look at how the game reached its conclusion of Salerno 43, a game by Mark Simonich. Respect, Jim Ozarski, 3 videos, Et Sans Résultat, 3rd edition live play with the author. Also, a less than modest campaign proposal for Mr. I don't know, and the Battle of Leichling. I'm assuming it's Leichling, but it could be a Gaelic word. That's my friend's 2 favorite words, Gaelic. And part 4 for Shackles number 2. I love that crusty old guy, ID Jester. It's 5 videos, I should say 6 videos. 2 of them on golfing, the APBA, same thing as the gaming cave, for God's sakes. Dave of the gaming cave. Also, matchup hockey. What the hell does he know about hockey? Listen. And the game caddy tutorial session 3 with Scott Moeller. And yeah, that's what it is. Lots of fun on ID Jester. On the great channel that is History Hustle, Greece during the interwar years 24 to 1935, the Second Hellenic Republic. On Hexes and Soldiers, game room, stuff for sale, and new purchases on the horizon. AJ Toynbee, also known as Jason Cruz, also known as the guy behind Hexes and Soldiers. He has so many AKAs or AKAs or whatever you want to call them. But I went to his eBay page and man, he's actually selling the 1st edition of Squad Leader. And unpunched. Look, that's something incredible. As a collector, I want to get it. I should get it. The price he's asking for it isn't even exorbitant. It's what it is, man. If you're a game collector and he keeps his game in pristine condition, as you see, I would check it out. And look, I'm really thinking about getting that Squad Leader First Edition, the purple box. So you better hurry up.
A game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.
And the vampire that is Mark Felton of Mark Felton Productions. I mean, look at the guy. Tell me he's not a vampire. What, are you kidding me, man? Garlic. Don't ask him to come in. Anyways, 4 videos this week. 2 of them on the Ukraine, the Afghan Army helicopters, Ukraine's Afghan Army helicopters, and Ukraine war spreads to Turkey. The see my threat. Yeah, Turkey, I don't know what's going on. And neutral MiG-29s destroyed in Ukraine. Also, Hitler's weapons in the Vietnam War. Mo of Mo's Game Table 2 videos. Connections Online 2022 and Innovation in Hobby Wargaming Panel, April 19th, 2022. And the Russian campaign preview from Compass Games. An unboxing of the first edition upgrade kit for Crossing the Line Aachen 1944, published by VUCA Simulations. All this on his Open the Box segment of Rough Swordsman Wargamer. My brother from another mother, STUKAJOE, has 3 videos. The new kid on the block, the Aegis counter tray. He talks about the Aegis counter tray. And I have the Aegis counter tray, and let me tell you something. It's a good counter tray. I mean, as insignificant or as trivial as a counter tray is, it's not trivial when you try to play Combat Commander and you want to open up all the chits that are in Combat Commander. And let me tell you, there's a lot of chits. And you open up the tray and everything goes flying. Hey, okay, yeah, talk to me when that happens. Also, Ambon, Burning Sun, and Little Seagull, and Unbagging, and NAC's Wargaming now available in the US. Point blank, V is for Victory Advanced Recon on Tony's Board Life. Zilla Blitz 2 videos this week by Stealth and Sea. Custom Campaign Mission Number 5, a game published by DVG, designed by David Thompson. Also, in his truck segment, this guy loves trucks, fixing the Fleet Star, SnowRunner, the hard mode, that wonderful Indy Nidell and crew of World War II. 3 videos this week. The End of the War in Africa, May 14th, 1943, and the heaviest air raid in human history. God help us. Trident, the Allied plan to win the war on Time Ghost History. All this on World War II. Wise Guy History is slacking off this week with only 4 videos. Turn 3 and 5 of The Dark Summer, Normandy, 1944. And also more Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. This is on a PC. And Race for Bastogne. Unboxing and overview. The Cop, that is Wayne Hansen, has 3 videos on his Let's Play segment. Solitaire playthrough variant number 1 of Plain Indians War, a game by John Paniski. Also, Let's Chat Live Solitaire War Games with mystery guest. And on his Verdict segment, overview and review of Plain Indian Wars. Wardy Rogue plays World War II, says go check out this full video, but he didn't get a sign-in NDA, so I can't share whatever I see. I get a scoop on Jeff from Hex to Hex. On Wardrobe plays World War II. U-Boater 658. KPA digs in around the Incheon Seoul River line. Will it be enough? All this on MDG's MacArthur War, October 50th of the Korean War. You know, I don't know why, but the Korean War scares me just like the Vietnam War. God. GIMPY of the Gimpy Gamer Nemo's War final thoughts of the game and also prelude to War Core Space. That is. On the Tank Museum, Ukraine and T-72, the death of the tank. That's something, man, because the I've been watching every single day. I've been watching the updates on Ukraine war, and tanks are being shellacked because of infantry having such small and impressive weapons such as the javelin, just decimating tanks. And this is one guy shellacking a tank. I mean, yeah, I think the era of tanks has come to an end. And obviously it's going to be a little bit more, for lack of a better word, robotized, more less people in war because they don't want the casualties, and more autonomous robot-like weapons. That's what it is, man. The Terminator. Here we are. On the tabletop's edge, a brief update on what's happening over the next month or so. And I mean, look at the these are, they're all monster games, man. Especially the TSWW game, Singapore. I mean, it's, I've got no words, man. I've got Worlds in Flames. I don't have Last Blitzkrieg, and I don't have the Singapore TSWW. But man, if you're really into war games, monster war games, detailed like Aardwulf, but even more detailed, I mean, bring ID Jester's accounting capabilities of all the stats and Artie's love for large war games, and that's what you get, Singapore. The gentlemen of the Player's Aid have 3 videos this week. They review Clash of Culture Monumental Edition, also a playthrough of Point Blank. V is for Victory from Lock and Load Publishing, designed by Sean Drulinger, and initial impressions of Fire in the Sky by Phalanx Games. The Oaken Night, Wings of Glory, Parts 1 and 2. He tells us about variant rules, presentation, and Last Flight of Werner Voss. Unboxing Almoravid, Reconquista and Riposte in Spain, 1085 to 1086. Now that's a hell of a long time ago. All this on the Board Game Chronicles, and all this brought to you by the Levy and Campaign Series, Volume 2 by Volko Runke. Check out San Diego HistCon, all about Levy and Campaign. You want to learn about this? Talk to Bobby Nunez. A short video that describes how leader casualties work in GMT's Command & Colors Samurai Battles. All this on Seek and Play, plus incredible visuals. Leader casualties. For our Italian listeners, Riccardo Mazzini. 3 videos. His war log. Come ti faccio un vlog. He's telling you how he does a vlog. Also, the Modena Play 2022. Si, comincia, it starts, and the area of BG Storico. Mauro Faina should be there. God, that's a lot of fun. I wish I was there. Volko's there. Ricardo's there. Man, I don't know who else from Deutschland and from France. Maybe Fred Serval is there. I would have such a great time. Plus wine and Italian food. On Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials, 2 videos. 1, Here Come the Rebels, scenario number 6, and Combat Commander. You know what? That's a game I enjoy. Why? Because I've played it a couple of times. More than a couple of times. A few times with Carol Parazzi. And I'm still yet to understand the... when you have the chance to fire, your weapon adds what to it? And if you don't add your weapon, you can actually fire it later? I'm confused about that. So I'm gonna have to call Carl. On My Own Worst Enemy, 2 videos this week, a gameplay and an unboxing. The gameplay is of Battle Hymn Volume 1, P Ridge. This is a game designed by Eric Lee Smith. Also an unboxing of Red Horizon, or I should say Assault Red Horizon 41. For our Italian listeners, Mauro Faina is on with Il Gianni Zero. 6 episodes of Il Gianni Zero, lots of them on Nevsky. As a matter of fact, the whole shebang is on Nevsky. And if I'm not mistaken, talking about Nevsky's designer, Volko Runke, he's in Modena. And he calls him Modena. But come on, Volko, give me a break. He's in Modena. And I don't know if Mauro is there. I know that Riccardo Mazzini is there, and he's anxious and very happy to meet Volko for the first time, and he should be. Volko he's a mensch. He's a beautiful man, beautiful human being. He takes a lot of flack from me, jokes and all that, and he knows how to take a joke, and he's just a wonderful guy. And I hope that the Modena con is doing well. So hello to Riccardo and Mauro. I hope you guys are having a great time. Marco Omni Gamer reviews and takes a look at Oak and Iron. Lock and Load Publishing has 2 videos out this week. One of a gameplay from Heroes of Bitter Harvest, and there's my man, the OG. And a look at the Enemy at the Gates expansion for Lock and Load Heroes of... I wouldn't be able to tell you. Little Wars TV has a counterattack at Aracourt, Normandy Quick Strike After Action report. On September 22nd, under the cover of dense fog, German panzers launch a furious counterattack against Patton's Third Army near Aracourt. It's an impressive concentration of German equipment, but the troops are raw and inexperienced. Another week, another show, another year, the beginning of a new season. And look at that! Look at the lights coming in. You know, it's, look, I'm blessed. Can you imagine? I don't even, that's awesome. Anyways, thanks for watching all these years, for people who have been watching all these years, looking at, watching me grow and having fun together. I try to rib a lot of people, like Rob Moffat. You know, man, I like Rob Moffat. First of all, I like his name, I like his face. He looks like a nice guy, and I wanted to have him on, but Rob is, he's gun shy. You know, okay, he's not a video guy. So like Mark Simonich, I'm still trying to have him on. And I've interviewed a heck of a lot of people in 5 years. A lot of return interviews like Mark Herman, Volko, Herman Lutman. I've made a huge amount of friends. Mark Wilson, Carl Kretter, said his name right this time. Ardwulf, you know, Gary Mengel, Volko, bloody hell, are you kidding me? John Butterfield, you know, and Victor Cintron, I like his channel, the Combat Board Games, Wojennik TV, Michael Leviathan, STUKAJOE, for God's sakes, he's the guy who got all this, who got the ball started on all this. He germinated the idea. Man, I don't want to forget anybody, but I will. For God's sakes, Carl Paradzi, Herman Lutman, so many people. It's funny. I don't know why, but I get emotional on this. It's incredible, and I really thank my subscribers and my patrons for giving me the incentive and the boost to keep going. I mean, I just love it so much. I'll keep going. I'm not gonna say regardless, because that's not what I'm gonna say. But it really boosts your ego when you have an audience. I know I'm an artist, and every time I played in concert, the respect and the warmth, thankfulness from the crowd, always, you know, I appreciate it very much, because one, they enjoyed the show. Do they know how much work went into it? No, it doesn't matter. They enjoyed the show. And so if you people enjoy the show, that's all that matters. Let me know in the comments below if I can I can better this show. I can cater to some people to better the show. Anyways, you know, like, again, Stigler, Robert Carroll, my God, look how many friends. This is ridiculous. Thank you very much.